You've been a big advocate of kind of boosting the minimum wage. There's been a lot of hoo-ha this week, particularly actually Paul Ryan at CPAC talking about the kind of dignity of work versus Obamacare and, how people should just be sort of happy to have basically what sounded like any job. As long as you have a job, you should be happy that you're working. Yeah. What's your stance on that?
Oh, well, this is where if you pay attention in the Budget Committee, you can really see the contradictions in a lot of what the Republicans are saying today. And they say they respect work, but they are not advocating for an increase in the minimum wage, which is probably we should be working on getting it much higher, but $10.10 an hour would lift thousands of people out of poverty.
What would be your ideal if you could, what would you hope for in an ideal world?
Well, I think a living wage. I mean, to say well, I mean, I don't know, 13, 14 bucks an hour, I would think would be, livable. And it's also different now with healthcare because that takes away some of the costs for a lot of people by expanding Medicaid and whatnot. But you should certainly be out of poverty. If you're working hard 40, 50 hours a week, you should not be in poverty. Your kids should not grow up in poverty. But the Republicans, current Republican Party, they're against the increase in the minimum wage. They're also reducing the earned income tax credit. President Obama wants to expand the earned income tax credit to actually make work pay. So, if you go to work, you're actually going to have more benefits because you're working. I think all of us know the value of going to work. There's nobody that thinks it's better for people to be on public assistance. The goal is to get them off. So why not have a tax code that says, okay, you go to work, you're going to receive this earned income tax credit to help make sure your family stays out of poverty.
So, when you are having these conversations, with Paul Ryan, for example, and you guys are going head to head, what are sort of the main sticking points? And then how do you use mindfulness to kind of get over them, particularly when you're fighting for something that you're obviously so passionate about, and you're saying that mindfulness doesn't take away and dampen your passion. How does that play out then?
Well, we have, you have arguments, you have fights, you have debates, and you lay it out there and you don't back down because you practice mindfulness. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks didn't lay down in savasana on the football field for the Super Bowl. No, they went out and you play.
They did very well. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that score. Yes.
Yes, so you're in the game. I mean, this is what Dan Harris talks about in his book, and any teacher that teaches mindfulness. It's about being more in the game, not your body be in the game and your mind being worried about something else that either happened or will happen. So when we're in committee, we're having the conflict is now here, and we're pointing out the differences between what Paul Ryan wants to do and what his vision of the country is and what my vision of the country is. And I am excited to lay out that vision and try to pay attention to exactly what he's saying so that I can rebut what he's saying, or maybe point out an element that he may have left out that makes his idea, the whole privatizing the Medicare, saying, okay, we're going to give you a voucher to a senior citizen in the Medicare program. Well, it's important to point out, yeah, that sounds good, right? They get a voucher, they can go shop around. But the reality is in his budget that the voucher there's not a cost of living for the voucher. So the voucher over the course of 3, 4, 5 years has less and less and less value to go out and shop. It's an important fact that I think we need to get out there.
Right.
So by having this debate and by trying to pay attention the best I can, I don't do it all the time, clearly, but you try to pay attention more so that you can point these things out, and you're in the game, you're in the fight. That's what this is all about.